Hey guys, today we have Shivam and he is having total 3 years of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices domain. And those who want to give same free mock interview, please fill out the form below in the description. So now let's get started. Hey, hello Shivam, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. So how are you?
Yes, I'm also good. Shall we start?
Yeah, sure, we can start.
Okay. So Shivam, can you please introduce yourself and your recent project in brief?
Sure. So my name is Shivam, and I've been working in Western Digital as company from past 3 years. It was my first company right after my college. And yeah, so my roles and responsibilities were there to develop microservices on Python, Java, Spring Boot. And so along with that, I use several tools like Kafka, Docker
Mm-hmm.
for containerization and for
Okay.
streamlined processes, Kafka. And yeah, so databases such as SQL and MongoDB. So whenever a project requires high scalability, then we go with MongoDB, or if normal scalability, or if like one-to-one in like basic schema, then we go for SQL
Okay, so
automatically.
can you tell me about a piece of Java code you refactored because it become hard to maintain?
Yeah, so piece of refactored, you mean I changed, right? I mean
Yes, yes, yes.
enhancement you are
Yes,
saying,
enhancement.
right? Yeah. So actually enhancement. Let me remember. So when I started working in my company, then I got few enhancements. So the particular one which I can remember is I mean collections, and so started which I remember is I started with collection, changing them, or adding columns and or adding few functions just to
Mm-hmm.
make it more optimized.
Okay,
And
okay.
the more which I can remember
Okay.
is
So do you know about object creation lifecycle?
so you asking Java, right? Not in
Yes,
Spring
yes,
Boot.
yes, yes, Java.
So yeah, object, you can use a new keyword to create
Mm-hmm.
an object in
Mm-hmm.
Java.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever you call a new keyword, you construct, if you have passed, if you have written a constructor in your class, then
Uh-huh.
that will get called. Otherwise, the default constructor will get invoked. If
Okay.
it's a parameterized, then that parameterized will get called otherwise. And
Okay.
by whenever you call a new keyword, an object is created in the heap memory, and the
Mm-hmm.
reference to that is being stored into the stack
Okay.
memory.
Okay. So let's say you have two classes, class car and class engine. So what
Yeah.
thing will you use? Inheritance or composition?
Sure. So I can look for if it's is a relationship, or if
Mm-hmm.
it's a has a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So a car doesn't have a, I mean, a car. Uh, I can use a solid principle like a car is not an engine.
Mm-hmm.
So a car has an
Car
engine. So
has
we
an
can
engine.
use relationship. So we can use composition there.
Okay. 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 So what does this mean by immutable objects?
Sure. So mutable objects are like for which the value can be changed
Mm-hmm.
anytime. You can iterate over it, or change it,
Okay.
or delete it. So
Okay.
operations you can
So
work on. You
have you
can like
faced any bugs due to the mutable objects?
yeah, like I get many bugs. Like if I'm iterating over
Mm-hmm.
any objects or any array or any
Mm-hmm.
collection, and
Okay.
if I make any change like structure change I'm talking about, if I make
Mm-hmm.
that, then I get this exception called concurrent. I'm forgetting the name. Concurrent handling exception. Such I think
Okay.
I'm right.
Okay.
That,
Concurrent
that and those
modification
kind of
exception.
concurrent modification exception. Yeah, so I get those exceptions while making the structural change.
Okay.
And also, it's not thread safe. Like two threads
Mm-hmm.
can always work on it and make the changes, which is not good for your
Okay.
system project.
Okay. Got it. Hey guys, I want to share something important with you. Actually, Shivam prepared from our interview preparation kit and cracked multiple interviews. We have also referred him to the multiple companies. So let me tell you, this interview preparation kit has four main parts. First is complete interview preparation material. It is a step-by-step material made by me, expert and MNC's interviewers. 99% of the questions asked in interviews are covered in it. Second is two real enterprise client projects. Code and video recorded sessions are there, and you can add this in your resume. Third is lifetime chat support. Here you can ask your doubts anytime. Fourth is referral support. Here we help you get referred to the top MNCs. So basically, the material is organized as per your experience level and covers Java, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data, JPA, Kafka, Microservices, Maven, Git, coding questions, Stream API coding questions, and many more. You can buy just the complete interview preparation material or the full interview preparation kit with project supports and referrals. I have added the links in the description below. So now moving to our interview. So Shivam, how do you design Java APIs so that other developers don't misuse them?
So how do I design Java APIs?
Yeah, yeah.
So like you are asking based on the keywords we can use, right? Or thread
Yep.
safety on those levels you are
Keywords,
asking.
best practices,
Yeah.
and security things.
Yeah. Sure. So if we're talking about security, then we can always go with immutable objects and
Okay.
also fit few basic keywords like final
Uh,
and also like we can make our first of all we should make all our variables. By
mm-hmm.
variables I mean the properties inside the class. It should all be private,
Mm-hmm.
and we should all invoke the methods as public, and
Okay.
also those methods which are just using those private variables inside
Mm-hmm.
themselves and performing the operations. And if we don't want to extend the class of ourselves, then we can
Mm-hmm.
always use the final keyword. That will bring more security to our Java project.
Okay.
And yeah, we can always use immutable
Mm.
objects for
Got it.
property
So
purposes.
how can we create immutable objects?
Sure. So by if we can make our variables private and
Mm-hmm.
also static. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
not static. It should be a final, and the class at the class will also should be final, so that no other class can extend it.
Okay. Okay. So let's say in our immutable class, we have a field, a list, array list.
Yeah.
Okay. And through getters, we are returning that list. So
Yes.
is a truly immutable class?
So through getters, we are returning that list, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we how we have created that list, like it's private, correct?
Yeah,
Private,
list
let's
is
say list.
private. Mm-hmm.
It is okay. So is it truly mutable? Since inside list thing, we can always change the value if we have.
Okay. So
Mm,
outside that
mm,
class, can we, let's say there is a method get list and we are returning that list in that getters. So
yeah.
outside that class, can we do um, get list dot add put or some these operations? I mean, can we change or can we add
Uh,
new
if we
members?
are following the immutability
Hmm.
principle, then we should not. We should
We
not
should
add
not.
anything into
Yeah, yeah.
that. Yeah, so we should not add anything to that
No,
list.
no, we should
Even if
not add. That's
we
true.
perform,
I'm just asking, can we do this? Let's say there is a
sure,
class, immutable class. We are doing immutable class dot get list. We are getting the list. Then dot add. We.
okay, so dot add we can do it or not.
Hmm.
So if it has the class, we should instance. If we created the instance of it, then can we do the dot add? If we're returning the list, I don't think so.
Okay, we
We can.
can do. I mean, we can modify the list by doing this. So that's why this is not 100% immutable class. So if we want to make a 100% immutable class, we should not return
Yeah,
a list directly. Instead, we should return defensive copying.
deep copying and those things you're
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
right?
those things.
Yeah.
Copy that list, then return the copied list, not the original list. So if someone try to modify it, then he or she will be able to modify the copied list, not the original list.
Yeah, actually, I was coming into that solution. Like, if you want to modify the any of our
Uh-huh.
list, then we can go for a deep copy and put perform the operations on it.
Yep, yep.
So I was coming to that part. Yeah,
Yeah. So why deep copy? Because anyone can modify outside. That's why we need
anyone
deep
can
copy, right?
modify.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
it's different from shell copy. So yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so tell me one thing. Uh, in our class, we make our fields private, and we make getters and setters. We create getters and
Yes.
setters, right? My
Yeah.
question is, why cannot we make our fields public and not add any getters and setters? Why cannot we do this?
First of all, so it will violate the security. I mean, it will violate the security of your class.
Okay.
Like anyone can access your, if you make
Mm-hmm.
your variables and fields
Mm-hmm.
private, then anyone can access it and anyone can change it.
Okay.
So by creating getters and setters, we're making sure that everything is being used inside all the fields which are being used inside your own class. Like you're performing the operations on it, and you can always like customize them. I mean, inside your own class, no one else can perform operations on it or can change it.
No, no.
So
Let's say we have a field salary. Okay. If
okay, yeah,
we make that field public and we didn't add any getters and setters, we can
yes,
change that field, right,
yes,
outside of that class. After creating the
yeah.
instance of that class, we can change the field values like salaries values. Now what we have done is we make field that private and created getters and setters. Now also after creating an instance, we can change the field salary. So what's the point of creating getters and setters?
Okay, so I say while creating the instance of that class, we can always put our own and we
Yeah,
can change it, right?
we can change it. So what's the point of making those variables private if we are able to change the values through getters and setters? So what's the point?
Setter is more like yeah, you can change it, but the thing is like, well, if you have created the class and mm, yeah, actually you can change it, but there is a catch actually. The main catch is you have to get the value and you can set it anytime since it's a private. So
Okay,
there
I
is a
can tell
catch.
you. Yeah, actually
Yeah,
the
sure, sure.
catch is, let's say if we have a field age, okay,
Yeah,
age cannot be negative, right?
yeah,
If I am creating an instance of that class, I can make the age number as negative if the field is public. Okay.
yeah.
If the field is private, we need to create a getters and setters. In setters method, we can add a validations. Age cannot be
Valid.
negative. Okay. So if
Yes.
someone is trying to make that age field negative outside of that class, they cannot make it a negative. That's why getters and setters are required.
Yeah,
We
you'll have
can,
full control of
we have
variables.
full control.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yep. Moving ahead, have you ever changed an existing design to support new requirements without breaking old code?
So yeah, I mean, when I so that time I did change a design.
Mhm.
So that was more like a there was one instance because I couldn't change much designs because we I always worked on legacy codes since it was internal to
And
the
also, it is a
company.
part of one of the solid principles.
Yes, yes, yes. So, I mean, whenever used to do it, I don't change the like. I don't. I mean, I modify. I just create another class and just extend it for the
Hmm.
modification purpose. I mean, I don't make changes in that existing class. I create another class and
Okay,
or
okay, okay.
interface.
So tell me about
And
that principle. What that principle says.
solid principle, right?
Yeah, not the complete solid principle. That particular principle, like
So it's
change an
open
existing
for
design to support new
modification and
requirements without breaking old code.
yeah, so it's actually open for modification and close for, close for, I mean, you cannot put changes in the existing code, in
Hmm.
existing class. It's
Open
always
for
open for
extension and closed for modification. Okay.
by extension. I mean, you can always create your own new class and extend it
Give an
and make
example.
you. So let's say that there you have created a class called robot, okay,
Hmm.
and suddenly you have made you've made the changes in a robot that now
Hmm.
your robot can fly. So you
Okay.
should not make changes to your original class. The origin, I mean your base class. You can
Hmm.
always create a new fly, I mean
Hmm.
interface, something like that, and then extend it and make your
Okay.
definition in that
Okay.
fly class.
Okay. So tell me, how do you decide the right collection when dealing with large data?
So how do I decide a right collection, right?
Hmm.
Okay, in dealing with large data. So always my first choice is the first thing that comes to my mind is array
Hmm.
list
Okay.
because it doesn't waste that much space. I mean, first I go with normal arrays, then in the collection level I go with array list. But if it requires a key value pair, then I always go
Hmm.
with hash map.
Okay.
And if it requires duplicate values and such things,
Okay.
then I
When
go
will you
with hash.
use linked hash map?
So whenever you want to preserve the insertion order, then
Hmm.
you'll use the link hash map.
Okay. Got it. How do you safely update collections in multi-threaded code?
Safely update collections, right?
Hmm.
So I can go with the concurrent hash map, or if you're talking
Okay.
about the list, then I can go with vectors because it's that safe.
Okay.
And yeah, similar to that, there are many in set
Hmm.
also. There is I'm not sure about concurrent hash set. Is it there?
Okay. Sorry, I didn't get you.
Sorry, at the map level and the array level, I know
Mm-hmm.
because I used it many times.
Mm-hmm.
But in at the set level, I'm not sure. There must be a thread safe collection there also, the collection class and at the set and for the
Yeah,
set
yeah.
interface.
Okay. Okay, so tell me the contract between equals and hash code.
Equals and hash code.
Mm-hmm.
How is it related, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So whenever you pass a key, so
Mm-hmm.
you pass that. I mean, whatever is your key
Mm-hmm.
co- class. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever you pass anything to that, it just goes to the hash function, and
Mm-hmm.
hash function gives you a hash code. So
Mm-hmm.
that hash code becomes your index value
Mm-hmm.
for that map. And
Mm-hmm.
if there is a collision, then
Mm-hmm.
it the value, and if like let's say that Q, map of one is equals to Shivam and
Mm-hmm.
map of one again is equals to Faizan. So
Okay.
it will go to that bucket and check for the equals value. By equals, I mean it will check the value,
Mm-hmm.
exact value of it, not the memory there. By
Okay,
that,
okay.
it will, if it's not equal, then I mean override and those things happens
Okay.
based on the result of equals method.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so Shivam, in your career, have you faced any race condition
Uh, mm,
where two
Let me think.
threads, for example, two threads are trying to update a same thing, something like that?
Yes, yes. Let me think of it. I get many in my career I got many multi-threaded exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
To name them a few, like actually the exceptions were like at the thread level only there were exception,
Mm-hmm.
but race condition.
Okay,
Like
so tell
kind
me
of.
how can we avoid the race conditions? What are the total ways we
So
have nowadays?
yeah, so we can follow mutual exclusions like we can put lock, we can use locked
We can
methods,
use
or
locks,
we can use synchronized
we can
class.
use synchronized, we
Yeah,
can use atomic
and
classes.
atomic classes as well. Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, so what are the
yeah.
limitations of synchronized keyword?
So the limitations are that you either you can put it on a whole method or either you can put it on the whole
Mm-hmm.
class.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the you cannot put it on a particular. I mean, you can put it on a block, but still it has its own limitation that it slows down your code.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, nice
Mm-hmm.
keyword, and and also like whenever you are using a read or write operations, you're performing those operations, then also you have to the code gets very complex in such situations.
Okay.
So for
Okay.
to come
Okay,
out
so
of that,
tell
we
me
use.
what problems volatile keyword solves.
Sure. So volatile keywords are like whenever you are performing any code, or I mean, when you're running any
Mm-hmm.
code, and the code has this cache, like in the memory caching happens, and so if you don't want to, and if the consistency is not there, like let's say you have made any change
Mm-hmm.
at the and it gets, and again another thread comes and perform, I mean, read that value, and if it's not synchronized within your at the cache level,
Mm-hmm.
then it will just give you the stale data or the previous data.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we should use in such scenarios we can always volatile keyword where the value is always there in the main, I mean,
Main memory.
RAM, main memory. Yeah,
Okay.
so that it should be it should be single value only.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you know about thread pools?
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So it's actually, I mean, kind of memory
Mm-hmm.
cloud of memory where which gets created inside the heap memory,
Mm-hmm.
where you can get your own thread and use that thread to perform operations. And
Mm-hmm.
actually, I mainly use executive services only. And if you're using that, it'll get you. You don't have to like
Mm-hmm.
worry about the creation and life cycle of
Mm-hmm.
the thread. You can simply, it'll just simply, you can put the number of threads you want, and it'll
Mm-hmm.
give you, and it will take care of the creation and destruction of the thread.
Okay. Got it. Okay, so Shivam, can you please walk me through the life cycle of an HTTP request in a Spring Boot application?
Sure. Basically, it's an MVC architecture
Mm-hmm.
where whenever a client makes a request, it will
Mm-hmm.
first go to the dispatcher servlet.
Okay.
Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
that dispatcher servlet takes care of the whole operation, like the flow and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that dispatcher servlet takes you to the, I mean, path variable. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
not path variable. That term I'm forgetting, but it will take you
Request
flow.
param path variable. Yes, want to
Uh,
say or filters.
they actually from the dispatcher servlet, it will go directly to the path controller or something where it will give you the controller name, and
Mm-hmm.
then you will go to that controller and you get the model and view.
Okay.
whatever the model view value, and then you go to the uh, uh, view dispatcher or something was there.
Okay.
View resolver, yeah.
Anyways.
Sorry,
Okay.
yeah. So you go to the view resolver,
Mm-hmm.
and from there you pass the model name and get the
Mm-hmm.
view,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go to the exact view where you take the model object
Mm-hmm.
and get the exact view request, give response back to the client.
Got it. Got it.
So actually back and forth happens between the
Mm-hmm.
controller and the view resolver and the views,
Okay.
where
Okay.
you pass the model name and get the.
Okay. Okay. So how do you manage dependencies using Spring dependency injection?
So either we can go, so we can use at the XML level, we can manage the dependency,
Mm-hmm.
or we can go for the annotations like auto add.
Auto add. And
I've
what's the
mostly used
best
auto
way?
add. Best way like to save the memory, we can go with XML path, but for memory
I've heard
consumption,
about constructor injection. I think constructor injection is one of the best way.
I've heard of it, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I've hardly used it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Got it.
we mostly auto
Can
add
you tell
only.
me the important things to handle validation in REST APIs?
Validations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Validations such as like authorization or so such things, or
Like field
authentication.
validations, whether this is email ID or not, request body validation.
Okay, so that we can always do at the middleware level. We can
Mm-hmm.
where we can pass of such validations,
Mm-hmm.
like whether the email ID is correct or not, or
Mm-hmm.
uh, the password which we have passed is matching to our as per our requirement or not.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So yeah, at such level we can pass and check whether the response is JSON or
Mm-hmm.
not. I mean the application slash JSON, those things.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Got it. Moving ahead. Uh, Tell me about versioning of REST APIs. Do you know?
Versioning of REST APIs, right?
Yes. Yes.
No, versioning, we can. I knew the how the version control happens, like the three dots and
Mm-hmm.
how it happens.
URI
Like if
versioning or header based versioning.
no such
Okay.
things.
Okay. 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 So tell me a query works fine locally but is slow in production. So how would you debug it?
Sorry, query where?
A query works fine locally but
Okay.
is slow in production. So how would you debug it?
Yeah. So, so in such scenarios, since we always use log4j, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, to just to create the
Mm-hmm.
logs in Spring Boot, so we can do that. Or if it's slow, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if it's slow, then either I can debug the code and optimize the code more properly.
Mm-hmm.
But like these things can always things can always fail at the production level. So you
Mm-hmm.
never know. So I can always make my code more optimized, and use better collections there,
Mm-hmm.
or make my code more thread safe so that it doesn't deadlock such, and so those things
Okay.
never happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how do you decide where indexes are required or where not?
Indexing at the database level,
Yes. Yes.
or
Yes. Yes. At database
okay.
level.
So indexing, like if the key, like if the query which we are using, if it's like how do I decide indexing? Okay.
Like
So to
whether.
on what field we have to put index on, correct?
Huh?
That you are asking. On what field we have to put index on, like indexing
Yep.
on
Yep.
what
Yep.
field?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
if
based
it's
on query pattern, filters, joins, and sortings, we can decide whether the indexing are required or not. Okay.
Yeah, in my company also, like whenever there are complex joins,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to, and the searching is happening on many fields,
Mm-hmm.
then since we have to, if we are using SQL, then we have to put indexing on all the like many fields, like a roll number
Mm-hmm.
of names, such things.
Mm-hmm.
So in such scenarios, we always used to go with NoSQL databases,
Okay.
because joins can be many complex,
Mm.
sorry, very complex.
Got it. Got it. It's fine. Okay. So as you said, you were using Log4j, right? For the
Yeah.
logs. Can you tell me what tools you are using for visualizing the logs?
Yeah, so in like whenever we have put when the code is in production,
Mm-hmm.
at the production level, you're asking, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So whenever
Production level dev
when
environment, QA environment. Let's say I'm seeing some issues in my dev environment. First step is to check the logs. For example, I
at
can
the
use Splunk, I can use GCP logs, we can use Grafana. So like,
Yeah, so at the production level, I know like we used to use Grafana,
mm-hmm.
and like at the development level only, I just uh, first of all I always go with hit and trial method. Like I
Okay.
create my own unit test cases
Mm-hmm.
and just go with
Mm-hmm.
that. And and if I want to streamline the flow, like
Mm-hmm.
automate the flow, then yeah, I go to the log4j and check the logs,
Okay.
and then
Okay, so
debug.
let's say we have a program calculating the prime numbers
Yeah,
from the given range.
yeah.
Let's say if we are giving 1 to 100, then that program will find the prime numbers from 1 to 100. So tell me, how would you write the JUnit test case for that program?
Okay, so we want to find prime numbers between 1 to 10,
Any range,
correct? Okay, so any given range from
any
A
given
to
range.
B.
Mm.
Okay, so we can always go with so in the unit test case, JUnit, we can always okay, I'm not good with creating test cases. This no, no, I'm not able to recall
Okay.
right.
So mocking
No.
is required in this or not?
Mocking, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
So if you want to find the
Yeah,
prime
mocking
numbers,
is
no.
not required because we are not calling any external
Yes.
API or something like that. This is simple. What we will do is we will call that prime method from our unit test case, and we will pass the range, right? And we will pass the expected values from the range.
Yeah.
And if we will just as doing assertions equal, if the range, if the prime numbers are equal, uh, so it means the test
Like
case
it's
is. Mhm.
if the input and output values are equal, then
Uh-huh.
yeah, we.
Yep, yep.
So actually, these things I used to do inside my code only. I just make my own test cases.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just create and then I go with edge cases also. Then
Okay.
during that
So
time.
what project? I mean, can you explain your project flow, like the sprint flow and these things? How you guys working
Project
in a
flow, right?
sprint? Hmm?
The project flow you're asking,
Yes,
correct?
yes, yes. Not not, I mean, not related to your code base. I'm asking how
Mm-hmm.
you guys work. Like, are you using Jira, and what are the sprint structure? Okay.
Okay, the
Or
tools you're
what are the
asking.
project model? Is it agile, waterfall? These things.
Yeah, so at first, so when I joined my company back in 2022, what I observed that we were using Kanban method that time.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no monitoring or there was no proper
Mm-hmm.
structure,
Okay.
like Jira, those things.
Mm-hmm.
So during that time, I used to see my friend that they were having a lot of
Mm-hmm.
meetings, but I don't. So yeah, so I started with Kanban method. Then so last before August, yeah. So last 1 week we were getting the trainings
Mm-hmm.
on Jira.
Okay.
So yeah, like recent only I got shifted to Jira and such things. So like
Mm-hmm.
creating the story and managing everything
Mm-hmm.
and like stories or the pointers, such things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, at first we were just managing everything on the Excel sheet. Like we created the columns of what are the
Mm-hmm.
tasks we are working upon, and what's the I mean, for the CI/CD flow also we used to add the repository and the branch name in that sheet
Mm-hmm.
only,
Okay.
and the
Got it.
dependency, the functional dependency, the teams,
Mm-hmm.
those things. The cross
Okay.
team, if any cross team project is happening, then yeah, those names also.
Okay. Okay. So how do you handle code reviews and feedback?
Sure. So code reviews were very visible actually, Faizan.
Mm-hmm.
We, whenever a code is done and the unit test and everything, those things are done, then we had to had a call with all our seniors,
Mm-hmm.
and we tell all our tasks, like on which task we are working upon, and was the dependency there,
Mm-hmm.
and what are the requirements. Then they used to check the whole code. If it's a
Mm-hmm.
legacy code, then it was very easy. Like they knew the code, so they used to check it. But if it's a new enhancement or a new project,
Mm-hmm.
then we had to have a separate meeting for that and tell
Mm-hmm.
with all the functional teams, like the business team and those
Mm-hmm.
things. Then we used to brainstorm on like if any bug is there, or if we have to get
Mm-hmm.
stuck in on anything, then we used to like tell everything, the whole flow. The
Mm-hmm.
end presentation also happens from the business side, like what's the requirement here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
at the end, code review was being done at the end from the
Okay.
technical perspective, technical side only.
Okay. Okay. So Shivam, can you please tell me if you could redesign one part of your last project, what would be, I mean, what would you improve?
Yeah, so there was one thing actually. When the last one which I worked on my company
Mm-hmm.
was asset management service,
Mm-hmm.
and in that, so what we were doing, we were constantly checking the service date of the
Mm-hmm.
like let's say that if any laptop requires any servicing or such
Mm-hmm.
things, then we used to constantly check for that. And also whether like if you want to send in a notification that let's see your
Mm-hmm.
service date is coming close, so please get your laptop
Mm-hmm.
serviced or change or
Mm-hmm.
such things.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to so at first we used JMSQ for that.
Okay.
Like, it was it wasn't that much scalable, so we
Mm-hmm.
went with JMSQ.
Mm-hmm.
And but the main problem for JMSQ was you cannot trace it back, so
Mm-hmm.
was no log system in that. So
Okay.
that thing I will change that. I'll go with Kafka, where
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not that much scalable since it's just
Mm-hmm.
internal project, but
Mm-hmm.
for tracing purposes, I'll go with Kafka.
Okay, got it. How do microservices communicate with each other?
Sure. So microservice can communicate through synchronously or asynchronously.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and yeah, like there are many protocols like gRPC and such things.
Mm-hmm.
So by asynchronous, I mean, do I need to define those such things, or can I?
Yeah, yeah, please go ahead.
Sure. So asynchronous means the client don't have to wait for the response. It can just simply go away. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you have sent the request and it'll just happen in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And if once it's done, then you'll get the response. It's not like I mean, you have to wait and then a connection will be
Mm.
created.
Okay.
Or so like in synchronous, which happens.
So is Kafka asynchronous based or
No,
synchronous?
Kafka is asynchronous model.
Asynchronous
It's
model.
just that Kafka guarantees you like a transaction will happen. Like
Okay.
if the subscriber is not able to collect
Mm-hmm.
that data, then
Mm-hmm.
the Kafka will keep on trying. Like for one, you have to put your limit also, but it
Mm-hmm.
will keep on trying to send that
Mm-hmm.
request again and again.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay, so how you guys resolve conflicts when you are pushing your code into the GitHub or GitLab anywhere?
Merge conflicts and those things.
Mm-hmm. Merge conflicts.
So what we used to do, like first of all, we just so initially at the from the very beginning, I'll tell you that we used to like send a global mail in our team that
Mm-hmm.
see on this chain we are working.
Mm-hmm.
So kindly, if you are working, then don't just clone the latest code and inform everyone. And but still the conflicts happens, like
Mm-hmm.
if
Okay,
any changes comes for the cross
got it.
chain. And then we go with the commits, like if there is any commit to that code or if any new branch is
Mm-hmm.
created, then
Mm-hmm.
we just check all the commits and pull back the latest code,
Got it. Got
like
it.
basically all the CI/CD
Mm-hmm.
implementation.
Okay. Okay. So Shivam, yes, it's done from me, and yes, it was a very nice interview.